Hello, leopard artists. It's Mrs. Billman with instructions for second grade and third grade. We'll both be studying Vincent van Gogh and his Starry Night as an inspiration piece for our Art to Remember project. If you were at Lantern Road in the past, Art to Remember is a fundraiser, so to speak, that you may participate in if you like. And we use the funds raised to purchase things for the art room, like art equipment, paint, replace paint brushes, that type of thing. So to get ready for Art to Remember, we need a fine art piece to submit. You will first get your piece of Art to Remember paper from me. So if you are working from home whole first semester, I will find a way to get Art to Remember paper to you, as we must work on their paper. If you're coming back to me 50-50, I should see you 2 times in a row so that you can have enough time to get this project finished. I believe 2 art visits will allow you to get done. So I am gonna do that crazy change the camera view, and I know that that gets a little wild, but have patience and grace, and although it's a little wonky and wild, I will get this turned. You should see, after I adjust my false camera, a white piece of paper, and I'm actually going to switch my cantilever pencil. I used the one that's sharpened, and I definitely need it. When you choose the direction of what will not be a starry, starry night picture, but in fact a snowy, snowy night, you've determined which way your picture will be printed when we send it to Art to Remember. I like to draw with my paper the long hot dog way so that I can fit an entire landscape, which is what the snowy, snowy night will be. After you choose the direction, you're going to begin cool winter colored spirals and small snowflakes with crayons or with oil pastels. And if you are one of the students that is virtual for the whole first semester, you may use either. I realize you may not have crayons and oil pastels at home. If you are working with me in the art room, you will have access to both. When you begin your cool winter colored spirals and small snowflakes within your sky, you will also want to add trees, village buildings, and hills. And if you need to see an example of Vincent van Gogh's Starry Night, you need to look under this instructional video. It's posted beneath this video frame in Canvas. So I will start with some just cool colored spirals, and by now, artists, as a second or third grader, you should know cool colors are blue, purple, and green. I don't really want any green in my sky. I'm going to be using green for the grass and part of the village. I do like surprises though, so I will be adding some white snowflakes and some white swirls to my sky. I will add with oil pastels or crayons my trees, my village, and my hills. Also, it is nighttime, so I've added a moon. I need you to notice that nothing is colored in solidly. We are trying Vincent van Gogh's style. Therefore, we are creating everything with layers of lines. Just as he would have done with his paintbrush, we are substituting that paintbrush right now with a crayon or oil pastel. I have some white swirls and snowflakes drawn in my sky. I have lots of layered lines for my hills, my village buildings, my tree, and my grassy ground. My last step, once I have all of this detail with lots of layered lines, and it contains sky, trees, village, buildings, and hills, I'm going to use extremely watery paint. You can even get your paper wet first, and I'm going to paint the entire image. Hopefully, because my camera frame is small as I'm using my phone, you can see how waxy crayon or oily oil pastel resist water. That means they are not disturbed, smeared, or bothered by water. And because they resist water, the white marks I made show up as a really nice surprise. If you love surprises, make more white marks with your white oil pastel or crayon. And just like my other instructional videos when we talked about the art elements, and boy does this contain that first art element of line, you can rewatch this as many times as necessary to get the directions so that you can finish what is likely the first and then painting on the second day of this project. It doesn't matter if you're an older third grader or a younger second grader, both grade levels can handle studying this unique artist, trying lots of layers of lines, and finally creating a wash, that's thin watery paint, of color at the end. This is the end of our Vincent van Gogh Snowy, Snowy Night directions. Replay the video if needed, and definitely check out the examples that are posted under the video frame. Don't forget when you're finished to submit a photo to the Canvas gradebook according to the directions.